Oh, see you. So you guys might like Magic. Yeah, I might like Pokemon. But what about if you put Pokemon cards? So there's such games called Pokemon, and Pokemon is a game I haven't really played, but I do like it. I love all the computer games Pokemon, and they're cute, aren't they? Well, what if we took the back and made the Magic cards? I have my little EDB, a little Magic card. Of course, I can't do with this thing. I have to go to it. Let me go in. Sorry, Evie, you're gonna have to go for now. Oh, Evie. So this is what I've done. I've actually made a bunch of Pokemon Magic cards. Now I made these so they were kind of fair. Here, and we're gonna look at old hand lookups. I think I did this before with Cement, and if we have time before 11 o'clock, then I'll look at some of the other cards that other viewers have done or have made. Let me look at the sets. And I have 88 of these cards. So it's going to be cool. We're going to start off at the front. And here's the little breakdown. There's 5 mythics. And I'll be making more of these as well as we go along. So just to let you know. First card is I made for this set, I called Refuse to Evolve. And the basics around this card is that a Pokemon that you have played doesn't get to evolve, basically. So if a Pokemon creature is sacrificed in order to evolve it, then you can counter that effect to return to its previous form. And I'll explain it with the next card more in detail. Let's assume that this card, this Flareon, that's your bad example. Let's assume an Eevee. Let's go back to that. Let's assume an Eevee has ability that says you can sacrifice it to get any form. That's the same sort of idea that is in this fact. So I could set it's basically if he wanted the Eevee to sacrifice, if I wanted to sacrifice the Eevee to get another form of Eevee, then I could try to sacrifice it, and this card could be played and counter that form. Now it's a sorcery, but there are cards that I'll create later that will allow it to be played on your opponent's turn. All right, let's move on. The next guy is Flareon. Oh, Flareon, you can tap 2 to deal 3 damage to each creature. And its second ability is if it attacks, deal 1 damage to any player. So basically, it deals extra damage. It's a 6/6 uncommon creature. And if you guys have and when you guys watch this video, assuming that there's no one going to watch the stream, you can go and comment down on any of these cards, see if there's any cards you think are too powerful. I can go back and edit these cards later if necessary. All right, moving on. We got Vaporeon, the water. Eevee Evolution Water. Yeah, so in this one, there's 2 different creatures. 2 different types. There's 2 variants. There's Pokemon creatures, which are creatures that are in the first evolution. So if you think about Eevee, that creature is in its first evolution. It doesn't de-evolve from that. That doesn't make any sense. And so Vaporeon would be the second evolution. Or it could be the second or third evolution. This one's the second, and that's all I think it goes to. But if Vaporeon attacks a blocking creature doesn't attack. So basically, it's like Queen of Ice. Similar to that effect. Basically, if a creature is dealt damage, it does. Well, it dies. Or it taps and it doesn't untap during the opponent's next upkeep. Jolteon's an uncommon. Whenever it attacks or blocks a target creature, it's considered blocked, and it can't block. So basically, the way it works is if I decide to block Jolteon or attack of a creature, and if I attack a creature and Jolteon blocks, it doesn't matter how much damage they hit. It doesn't matter if it's 8/8 or anything. It's still considered blocked. And that's how that works. We've got if it's the same thing. If Jolteon attacks and someone blocks it, it can't block. Anything else? This comes into a big great later with another card that I have created today. We got Leafeon. Isn't it adorable? Evolution Leaf. Actually, I think it's a grass, but first strike, and you can pay 1 and 3 green mana, and target creature cannot be blocked. I should be making sure that this is actually making. What I don't want to do is okay, good. It's working. In my previous video, which was yesterday, no sound was being heard. But basically, this one can't be blocked. It's a 3/5 creature, very powerful EV evolution. It's an uncommon too. Now we get to the rare EVs, I think. Espeon. It's first strike and Stroud. Now, Stroud is an ability that means it cannot be targeted with any spells or abilities. Period. 0 zilch, you can't be targeted. But if it is destroyed by any creature, it can still be blocked or it deals 7 damage to any player. Powerful card, to be honest, in this case. It's honestly an insane card for the. And first strike it's gonna be mean a lot, later for another card. We got a little Sylveon. Oh, isn't it adorable? Sylveon's are the cutest of the evolutions. Might be wrong about that. I think Eevee might be the cutest. But here's the thing: if it deals damage to a player, that player gets a fairy counter. I get a fairy counter if I get damaged by it. And any player with a fairy counter may discard 1 card for the hand per fairy card they have. Otherwise, they mill 2 cards for each fairy cards. So this is a mill card. If you happen to have, let's say, 2 hits and you don't discard 2 cards, you mill 4 cards. That's how it works. I'm looking the wrong camera. It's difficult. It's uncommon. So it's not going to lose you. It's not going to win you the game instantly. Oh, we got a little Pikachu, the electric mouse. This is actually the second evolution of this Pokemon. As you can see, it's electric mouse Pokemon. Most of the Pokemon will say, I don't know, Pikachu, might say something like Pikachu evolution. This one doesn't say that because it doesn't actually have that. But it has first strike, and you can pay 2 and 2 white mana to deal 1 damage to any creature. You can pay 4 and any 1 white mana to deal 4 damage to all creatures. Oh, crazy. I think the next one's Reach. Is it Rachu? Yeah, Rachu. You will strike, and you can pay 2 red to deal 3 damage to any non-player's targets. It's really cool, honestly. And it's a common, so it's not. It's just this. There's what you've seen. So this is Pikachu evolution. That means it evolved from Pikachu, using some cards that are going to be created later. I don't know if I have some cards right now that are created like that. And we also have the little Pichu. Yeah, the little guy. Isn't he adorable? You can sacrifice him to play, cast. You cast or play Pikachu from anywhere. I actually up this one and say cast it. I think from anywhere, and you can tap it 1 to deal 1 damage to any target creature or players. There are planeswalkers in here. You probably can guess which one. If you actually go ahead and guess which one it is. I've only put 2 so far in there that are planeswalkers for now, and there will be more. There will be more. As in, I've got, I think, 2. Charmander. Whenever a teacher blocks Charmander, it deals 1 damage to it. Very exciting one. And you can pay X and 1 fire to deal X damage to a target attacking creature. So if a creature is attacking, it can deal 1 X damage to it. All right, moving on to the next one. We got, this is out of order, but Charizard. Lesser creature, evolution. I'm sorry, it's a little bit off here. It has flying haste, and whenever it attacks, you may pay X. If you do, deal X damage to all targets an opponent controls. That means all targets. Now, that means instances, sorceries, lands, anything. Not all those things have life points, so pretty much only creatures and planeswalkers and players actually have life points, so it doesn't really matter. You can pay X life to deal twice as much 2X to target creature. This is a legendary creature. Anything in the third evolution is either going to be, it's most likely to be a yes.
Did you figure it out? I mean, like,
I went to another thing. I don't know what it was.
Oh, so you're not streaming right now?
No, I'm streaming right now.
Oh.
I'm just not streaming in something that requires a lot of bandwidth.
Oh. Yeah, your dad said the internet hadn't been working right. When he got up this morning, it wasn't working at all. It's been off and on all day, the bandwidth.
Well, I've seen this before. I normally was Wizard 101 or one of those other games I've been playing that's caused a lot of bandwidth.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bed. Don't forget to put the dog away.
Okay.
Night. Well, you want Hannah to go and put the dog away?
If she could.
Has she been out?
I have no idea. Sorry about that. So basically, he's a pretty powerful creature. Or I should say, I call all them creatures because in the context of the game, they are creatures. They're technically Pokemon, but that's the way it's going to work. Oh, then we got a little Eevee box Pokemon. Should have called it Eevee Pokemon, but I'll add that at some point. We sacrifice Eevee to cast any Eevee evolution without paying its mana cost. That's really important because some Eevee evolutions are really, really hard to blast. I haven't seen Urbion yet. I think there's another one. There's one more after the other one that might be. Okay, Igglybuff. I can't say most of these. I can say Eevee and then I can do Pikachu, but that's it. Oh, it has Defender. When it's destroyed, you can cast Jigglypuff from your hand from anywhere. That's what I said most of the other ones I said. And instead of saying you can cast it or play it, I say cast it from anywhere. Now, in this case, you do have to pay mana cost. It doesn't say it's cost less. You still gotta play it. That sadly, but he's so cute. Is really cute little ruby eyes. Oh, and then we got Jigglypuff. Yeah, you have to pay 2 mana for it. It's not too difficult. And Jigglypuff, if you remember Jigglypuff from any Pokemon of those, I have seen about some of the episodes. I haven't seen I haven't seen the entire series, but I've seen most of the episodes. You have Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. I can't quite do it, but yes. And Jigglypuff basically makes it so a creature has a hard time attacking, blocking, puts it to sleep. And apparently it puts humans to sleep too, but it's weird. I didn't make it too powerful because I would think it's like what would probably be more realistic would be Jigglypuff makes the player not be able to move, but I think that'd be too powerful. That basically makes it so one player doesn't get a turn, and that doesn't work too well. I'm not sure if there's another person in the stream right now or not. It's hard to say. Welcome to stream if there is someone there. I don't know if there's or not. Next card. We got Wigglytuff. This card can't be destroyed. Now, there's a difference between indestructible and can't be destroyed. Yeah. So basically, the only way you can get rid of this card right now is exiling it. That's not destroying it, it's exiling it. And there are going to be cards later that I have created that will say exile a card. That will do that. This one blocks any attack by tapping it, which is useful for some of these other creatures that will be later. And I don't expect to get a lot of the cards because there's way too many of them. There's some like, I don't know, a couple thousand Pokemons. Actually, let's look that up. How many? According to this, there is something like 900. It's 931, and I'm not counting Mega Evolutions. I'm not doing any Mega Evolutions. Those don't count to me. I'm talking about Pokemon that you could regularly catch. There's a few Pokemon like that. This is a pretty interesting card. We got our next one. Mike it. I wonder if there's any Pokemon you guys can do. If you guys put in the comments below after this, either after the stream or you can put it now. This is actually kind of a weird Pokemon. The entire set. Flip a coin 5 times. And every time it lands heads, it gets +1, +0. You got 5 heads. It's kind of insane, to be honest. But that's not the more insane one. This is a common one. It's only +1 +0, and it's took me destroyed by any Pokemon pretty much. Now we got Swampert. I think that's actually a third evolution. Legendary creature, yeah. So you can, whenever it attacks, you flip a coin 5 times, 5 different coins. And for each head that's flipped in this way, basically, it gets +2/+0. For each tails, it gets +1/+1. So you kind of want it to be either a mix of each, because if you do, wow, you got a lot of damage. But you think of it, if it got heads twice and then tails 3 times, that means it's 3, so that's 7, 7. That means it's 11/7 creature. That's a lot. But that's, I think, in the other form, it's that costs 4 mana, it's not too much. Look, Magikarp. Yeah, that seems ridiculous. It has destructible, so it can't be destroyed for one thing. And you can place you put +0, +0/+1 counter at the end of each turn, which doesn't exist. I just made it up for this. And the weird thing about this is actually normally what we would think with it, well, this creature just dies because it's a 0/0 creature. It doesn't, because it's indestructible. So it's a 0/0 creature, then it's 0/1, then it's a 0/2, and then so on, up to 7. And when it has 7 or more 0/0/1 counters, you can sacrifice it to cast Gynos from anywhere and without paying the mana cost. It's actually a very interesting Pokemon because it doesn't cost a lot. It doesn't cost anything. It just let's play it. And then we have, okay, I missed the call. I think I put these things are not always in the right order, so we'll get to that one eventually. Seal. That's just lame, honestly. It's a 3/3 creature. Wow, it costs 5. Some of these cards are not great. Some of these cards are really good. And there's 2 evolutions of this, I believe. There's a pre-evolution and another. Dogwood. This is the afterwards. It takes 1 less damage from any source. It's a 5/6 creature. It costs 6. Yay. There's no one, isn't there? Okay, Squirrel. Squirrel. There's another one, I think, but I can't remember. You pay 2 times X. So you pay 1. Let's say you pay 2 waters and 1 water. So that's 3 waters. You deal 1 damage to any creature. It's a 2/3. It's not, it's not too hard, not great. It's not difficult at all. Then we get to a second form. That's just this is third form. Number 2 is a scroll evolution. You can pay 4 mana. I'm gonna convert mana cost with 2 waters. It deals 6 damage to any target. Yeah, so basically it can destroy. It can pretty much be in the ending game. That's why it's a legendary creature. At the end. Is the next one? No, I don't know when. I don't know when these things are going to come up. Maybe there's not another evolution that I have. Puppet. You can sacrifice it to create the next evolution of it from anywhere without paying its can cost. It's a 1/1 water creature. Not exactly very impressive. Second form, 3 mana cost. You can sacrifice it to create its even better form. We'll see that one in a little bit. Double Strike. Some of these cards are not. I put in later, so you'll see them. You'll probably see them. I'm pretty sure it's. Oh, we got Vulpix. Just tap it to deal 1 damage. What do I cost 2? I don't know. Maybe the second evolution makes it more. No, I don't know the order of these things anymore. We got an Kanakania, which I think is the Growlithe evolution, as it says. There's Trample and First Strike. Don't know if that's the third tier or not. Here's the Urbian. When it enters the battlefield, it destroys all enchantments, and it can't be blocked except for creatures with First Strike or Double Strike. Like this one. It's a kind of expensive. That's why I said you want to have EV if you can, because EV is very useful in this context. EV doesn't cost any specific mana too. Oh, here's our Glaceon. Oh, you can pay X to tap X, pay X and pay X life to tap X creatures. It's probably the same. Whenever this creature attacks, tap all non-blue creatures. Talk about an insane creature. It doesn't have very good power or tough. It doesn't have very good power, but it has a great toughness. And it's cute too. Marshtrop. This is the mid in between the two. You pay 1 to flip a coin. It gets plus 2 plus 0. Imagine you had, let's say, 5 mana open. You tap them all. It could technically get up to 10, up to plus 10 plus 0, making a 12-2. This card is insane. I probably should have made this a cost a little more. Or maybe I should have cranked this ability. I made this one too powerful. Anyways, up to the next one. Now here's our Magikarp. This is ridiculous. You pay 9 to destroy all opponents, creatures, enchantments, planeswalkers, except those that are blue. Yeah. And you can pay 6 to destroy the creature. It's pretty insane. It's actually a common too, so that's kind of it. It is a legendary creature. I gotta have some. You gotta have some legendary creatures that are it, and it's insane. But you do have to have a lot to play for it. Play as. Here's our Embolien. It has double strike, and other blue evolutions are +1/+1. Other Pip evolutions, which means the two things that below it. Oh, it just evolutions for that. So never mind. Just one of them. So our little blue penguin guys, that's what it looks like, are +3/+2. Pretty insane. Not to mention this guy has double strike. He doesn't cost the easiest amounts, so I will say that for him. That's also why he's a rare. Here's a Ninetales. You can pay 3 to deal 3 damage to any target, and it closes a player. Red creatures are +1/+1, and other Vulpexes and EVs are +2/+1. And guess what? Vulpex is a red creature. So the red creature that you're talking about is actually +3/+2. So it's actually a 4/3, I think. Pretty powerful there. That's why it's a legendary creature too, though. So it does cost quite a bit to play it. I don't think Vulpix has the ability to do it easily. Here's Growlithe. Not much to say about this one. Has Trample. Whatever. Corsium. It's a dragon Pokemon. Should have said it was a horse and hand Pokemon, but anyways. Not much to say about it, just 2/3. It's That's it. I think it's the third evolution. Put these in the wrong order again. Whenever a blue creature attacks, it gets first strike until end of turn. It's a 5/8 creature. Oh, and it does cost 6 to be it. And this one doesn't have the ability to sacrifice for it, right? No, it doesn't. I got the second form, the middle form. Cochran. Here's the other, the second form of. Oh, so it was a Archive Evolution. Oh well. This is the early form, I think. It's +2, +1. Cochran gets +2/+2, and all other creatures are -3, -1. Yeesh. Talk about insane. And you can also pay 6 to double its power until end of turn. So it could technically be a 12/12 creature. Why did I make it uncommon? I don't know. I don't want to make everything rare, to be honest. Froggy. It can't be blocked except by blue or green creatures. There are green creatures. There were only a few we've seen so far, but it's 2/2. It's not anything insane. Oh, Litten, my favorite Pokemon. Obviously not in this context, but you can tap it and deal 1 damage to any target. It's a 2/1 creature. It doesn't cost anything, really. And here's the third evolution. The second one will come up at some point. Our first mythic we've seen, I believe. Whenever a red creature attacks, deal 1 damage to any target, and it can pay X, and sacrifice 2 creatures, deal X damage to a player. This damage can't be countered or blocked. Why is it a mythic? I don't know. It can practically let you lose the game. Let's think about it. Let's assume that you have 10 mana. That if you do this twice, you win the game in 2 turns. Now, granted, it does cost a lot, so I don't think the other version of it does anything insane. Oh, here's a little spell called Evolve. And that's not to explain because it's a little bit complex. So you can sacrifice any Pokemon. And then its next evolution, whatever that is, I'm going to continue moving on. I'll explain it. Not Firestone, that doesn't work. No. We'll go back to our little Litten, I think. Here it is. So Litten can be sacrificed to the next. You can sacrifice Litten using Evolve. And if you do that, you get to put it to the next form, which I don't know what's Litten's next evolution. I'll have to show you because I don't. We'll see it eventually, but I don't. Litten goes to Torracat. So Torracat. So you can evolve it and make it Torracat. And the way Evolve works, it's the next highest mana cost in evolution. So you can't just put it from Litten to Incarcer or whatever the Pokemon is. I have a hard time pronouncing it. The cards. You have to give it to the next one. All right, now we're going to talk about the little artifacts we have. If you know what happens, normally you've got a Pokemon and maybe you need to evolve it. This is another way you can do it. You pay 2 to play it on the field. It's Artifacts of Fire. You can tap it to add 1 fire. Or you can pay 4 mana to sacrifice it, sacrifice any Pokemon Fire Pokemon evolutions and some of the next evolution of it. That's the next thing. So from Lin till Torcat, you could do that. And I'm not gonna really go for any of these. Like ones the Water Stone, all the Water Stone, the Electric Stone, the Leaf Stone. I missed all those stones do the same thing except for one stone. I will get to that eventually. Now we're talking about some equipments that put into the game. You know how Pokeballs normally work to catch Pokemons. This time I actually made it a little different. I made it so they're actually, of course, the Great Ball equips to a creature or Pokemon in this case, basically, and whenever it is dealt damage, it is tapped and it doesn't tap in next phase. It's a little disadvantage, but it gets +2/+1. The Quick Ball equipped creature has -1/+1, but it can't be blocked creatures except for creatures of haste. It's a little bit. It's actually kind of a little bit better, to be honest. The Master Ball is probably the most insane one of these, and it's a mythic, I believe. No, it's a rare. And it's +3 the creature gets +3/+3, gains a destructible reach and its first strike. Whenever it takes damage, it does have to be tapped and untaps during the next when you draw a card. It's weird. It taps when you draw a card though, so it's not, you know what I'm saying. Here's the Dark Stone, same sort of thing. The Electric Stone. I'm not gonna go for each of these. They're all the same thing. Everstone is different though. Here's the way Everstone works. You can sacrifice by paying 5. Basically, if you get Everstone, you instantly win basically on the next turn. Or if you have 10 mana, you instantly win when the turn is played. You can sacrifice Everstone, but you have to, here's what's difficult to play is you have to have all of the other stones. If you don't have a Fire Stone, an Electric Stone, a Leaf Stone, a Water Stone, a Dark Stone, then you can't win the game. But if you have all of those and you pay 5 to sacrifice this thing, you win the game. Could make an evolution, so. Here's our Torcat. Whenever a creature taps and is not attacking, you deal 1 damage to any target. Oh, here's a Pokeball. It costs 0. Equipped creature is +1/+1, but when it is when it is damaged, probably shouldn't be damaged. I didn't need to edit that. It is tapped and does not tap on your next upkeep. But +1/+1, so I mean, it gives you a little bit of advantage. Ultra Ball is +2, but if it takes 3 or more damage, it gets tapped and doesn't tap to your next upkeep. We're getting a little better, right? These cards are actually insane. Okay, we have Munchless. It just has Trample. It doesn't really have much. It's a little bit dark. Here's the context. The next card is, I believe, Snorlax, which is a gold. But it has Defender and Trample. And it's 8/4. I know it's the 8/4 creature has Defender. That doesn't make any sense. Well, it'll make a whole lot more sense once I get to the next equipment card. The Pokeflutes. It only Snorlax, that's the thing. But Snorlax loses a Defender whenever it is played on that, which means it's an 8/4 creature. It has Trample. It has a lot. It barely has anything, honestly. Otherwise, it's actually probably one of the worst cards to get in the game in this set I have. But otherwise, it's decent. Lapras just has Vigilance. Not much to say about it. It's a 4/3 creature advantage. Costs a little bit. Next one is Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. I'm gonna try doing these Pokemon I think I can do. But it blocks all damage from attacking creatures whenever Bulbasaur blocks it. So if a creature attacks, let's say a creature, let's say Eevee attacks you. Let's say no creature with trample, better is. Let's say Snorlax attacks you with the Pokeflute. No damage is dealt to you because if Bulbasaur is probably defeated, most likely, but that's the sort of thing. This gives you an idea. And I think all these forms bridge have that same sort of thing. Ivysaur, but Ivysaur gets +1/+0 +E for each other Pokemon or evolution. So this is a Bulbasaur evolution. And there's both of the cards. Every card is either a all the cards are type Pokemon in this set that are creatures, but there are specific cards that are called Pokemon and there's evolutions, and most of them are either one or the other. Although the time they're all Venusaur costs a lot, but whenever it blocks, all damage from attacking creatures it blocks. It blocks. So if it blocks all of it. It doesn't matter if it's a 9/4 creature. It still blocks and it's trampling for a strike. It's a 4/8, so I mean it's not, the worst creature. Not the best creature either. Does a first strike though. Snivy, I don't know which one it is. I can't do the names. It's just a 1/1 green creature. Nothing else to say about it. Seavine's second evolution of it, I believe. I think honestly, I made a picture of this of Civi, but we'll make a Civi. It's a Civi evolution. It's 2/3. It's not. It doesn't cost a little much more. It didn't do much difference. Oh, we have Oddish. I might have to figure out what happened to the other one. It has Infect. Now, Infect is an ability. For you guys, if you guys can't read this, I'm not saying that because anyone's blind. But let's say it's an ability that if a creature deals damage to you, that as a player, it deals you damage with poison counters. If you get 10 poison counters, you lose the game. However, if it deals damage to a creature, it's a -1/-1 encounter on each of the creatures. Now, it only does one of them in this case, because it only does 1 damage. But then we've got the next form, which is, I believe, which is to the third edition, has Death Touch. This form is actually weird because it has all three of them have completely different abilities. Well, Conconics. Another form of Oddish evolution. It has lifelink to 3/6 creatures, a little expensive. Here's the Charmander evolution. This is what's in between Charm, and Charizard. You can tap to X to pay X red mana. X, pay X red mana. Do X damage moves. So the way this card works, the way it reads, is a little different from what it actually is supposed to be. You pay X red mana. I need to get rid of this thing. It's still working, buddy. You pay X red mana, and it deals X damage. It's just supposed to be. This is not really supposed to be. You have to tap it, but this is not there. Where my mouse is right now. You pay X red mana and deal X damage to any player. Pretty powerful. Oh, right. Bellisprout. I can't do Bellisprout. It has reach. There's not much to say about it. It's a little bit more expensive. The second form is Wind Pale Bill. It has Infect. I've already covered what Infect is. It's just an evolution of it. Then we got our big form, which is Victory Bell. Victory Bell. Yeah, Victory Bell. It has Infect and Reach. It's a combination of those two. It has a uncommon. Ponyta. It has haste and deal 1 damage to any crit player if you tap it. It's a 4/2. Not much to say about it. Then you've got its better form, I believe, Rapidash, which gives it's a larger creature. Red creatures at any creature that is cost red mana, pretty much. That includes creatures that are multicolor too. That are red, have red. Red creatures are +2/+0 when they attack. It's that simple. It has haste to make it even more powerful. You can't, and this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous card, to be honest. Marowak, which is the second form of Cubone. I know these cards are going to be out of order, but they were the order I created them. So whenever it attacks, you pay at red X red mana, red black or red mana, and deal X damage to a player. To that player, the player or creature it is attacking, but it just happens to you. So you pay a certain amount of mana to view it, and whatever the half of that is, you take that much damage too. You take out. Now, if you only paid 1, you can't exactly take half. You don't really take half damage. So, and also to make it better, you also want to take 1 less creep damage from non-creature sources. This is still a creature, that includes like any spells or enchant equipments. Magby. It says landfall, which means whenever a land is battlefield, all red creatures get +1/+1. It says 0/1. Not too powerful, not really that great, to be honest. Megamorph, which is the third evolution, actually. It's just insane, to be honest. Megamorph is actually, for some reason, an enchantment. It's supposed to be a creature. Costs a lot. Red creature +5/5. 9/9. I, for some reason, did it wrong. I'll fix that one before I do the next. Do a different video. It's supposed to be any legendary creature. Quillev, I think it's the third evolution. No, it's the Cynical evolution. It just has, you pay this to sacrifice it to cast this guy from anywhere. Now you still have to pay mana cost for that, and that's the thing. But when you see what the this guy's supposed to do, you're gonna wonder why. But here's the thing. Read what part of the card says. It says cast it from anywhere. And you have to sacrifice it. It's cost a lot just to get a creature that has trample and first strike. It's a really insane card. To have that, though. It's a negative creature, though, so you do have to have a lot. This is probably the most recent Pokemon. There's other Pokemons I just created. I think that was the last one I made on one day. Executes can block any number of creatures, 5. So you can block 5 creatures, and as long as all of those don't do more than 1 damage, it survives. But it has each creature. If the total number is 5 or more, it does die. The next one is Exeggutor. It can block 3 creatures, which these went down a little bit. But it has reach, and it's also a 3/7. It costs a lot more too. But that's the only evolution of it, so it's not huge. Bayleaf is just 3/1 with trample. No, it is trample. This is the earlier evolution. It's just 1/1. Got our last one, which is just creatures trample. It's actually a cheap one that costs 4/4. The way I have this set up is that you could cast creatures it's kind of like assuming you have as much any creatures, any creatures that are in your deck you play. Basically, that's what it is. And this creature is a single card, so it's alone. It gets flying in turn if you pay twice as much as it costs. I think we get a T-Peg. We got, I think, 2 more forms of this, and then we have our Planeswalkers. T-Peg. Not much to say about it, just 1/1. Pig Knight, which is the second form of it, is trample and 3/3. Costs a little more. Again, not much to say about it. Then our rare, or is it uncommon? Rare, cost 5, trample, it's 5/5. Sheesh. Alright, that is the end of those. I think that's the last one. I might be wrong. No, here's Planeswalkers. Alright, so if you guys guessed Mewtwo early in the stream or the video, you guys probably got this one. I've got one more card for this. So it does cost quite a bit. Here is the card. So Pokemon you control, that means any Pokemons. So it's more specific. Any card in this set is going to be called a Pokemon. It's a mythic. You get +1 to draw 3 cards, which is weird. And you can also -7 to make it make Mewtwo a 12/12 creature with indestructible and flying until end of turn. It's insane. Now, the final card in this set is so far. Oh, it's not. Never mind. I was wrong. Healing Pod. That's not the final card. It's also a mythic, but it can't. Pokemon's and evolutions can't be destroyed in combat. So these are basically your Pokemon's indestructible. And you can pay 10 to sacrifice it to gain 1 life equal to the total number of power. Power Pokemon to control. So basically, if you had a total of 25 power, well, you've got 25 life you just gained. That's what that does. And I think this is the last card. I might be wrong still, but we'll see. This is the last. Charizard is the last card. I created this not 10 minutes before I went live for the first video, and unfortunately, I think I canceled that stream. Basically, it's +1, deal 3 damage to all creatures. +1, deal 3 damage to a target player. Or you can -9 to that you get an emblem that says deal 1 damage to target player each turn. That's it. That's the end of the set. There will be more cards. Moving on. For now, what we're going to do, I'm going to probably end up cutting out part of this, but we're going to look at some cards. Other cards in this set. We'll just go ahead and look at a random card. And I'll hit these no more. I'll probably end up cutting this out. Yeah, I'm probably not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream here. Well, no, I'm not going to end the stream. I'm going to try to do. I'm going to take another stream for the Yu-Gi-Oh game if I can. So I'm going to end the stream here for this one. This was Pokemon. This is the Pokemon game. Where Pokemon is. Oh, before I end the stream, I want to let you guys know. Yes, I will giving away. Here, let me go to full screen for this. I'll be giving away 2 of these at the end of July. As some of you might know from other videos, I won't be able to do any streams from any point in June and July. There might be one stream at the beginning of June, but I can't make any streams after June 6th because I won't be here. So that's the thing. All right. That is pretty much it. We're not going to go ahead and look at any of the other ones here. Isn't it cute? I'll probably go ahead and make another stream and try to finish the Yu-Gi-Oh game tonight. But that will be a separate stream because I can't. I'm going to try to do 2 separate streams because of that. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, don't forget to keep your game on.